wife speaking. Fear not, she's a beautiful woman. Yeah? She's supposed to be joining us. Naye yaganye tumuwe obugalo. Ebintu bino si byangu nnyo, but we welcome you again for this another edition of the marriage series, and today we're going to be talking about the people invited to our homes. We go out there and just pick someone at random, and then we bring them in our homes, and they start staying with us. Yeah, so these people have a huge impact on our lives. But before we go any further, how do you feel?
I feel lovely. I feel butterflies. I just feel happy.
Embaga yabadde etya?
Embaga tenaggwa. Embaga ya next year.
Hey. Muyinza okuba nga tuli wano nga mwagiridde eddo manye mubikola mu nkukutu ne ku engagement temwatuyita. Are we safe?
But engagement yali private naye embaga of course mulina okubeerawo.
I like those private ones.
Private ones are safer. Even when they say no,
oswalireeyo
wekka.
Bwe bagamba no nga weetereza.
Ne wakiti wamutestinga mwawo n'omugamba no.
Bannange. Nali sisobola atuuba. This was like the moment I was waiting for.
You were also excited about the moment.
Yeah, I was.
Actually, you almost refused yourself.
I almost like.
Wali wejja kwegaana gwenga.
Nga ndi mu dinayo naye ate nga happening.
Let me tell you by the way. Pressure over tension over chi. Instead of saying yes, you can say no.
Wow.
Unknowingly, no gamba no.
Not at that point where you see a ring over the choba muloge.
Auntie, overloge oyagala gamba yes. But accidentally
no comes out.
No gamba no. Yes.
But judge no kwetereza ne bajjajja.
Fire. Okay. You're welcome to the studio, Irene. I guess you're refreshed. You're ready for fire.
Yes, I'm ready for the fire.
Andrew, tell us. How was your week?
Fantastic. Running around with a 1-year-old who has a lot of energy. But nice. Era tulina okanula amaaso serious eyes. Kubanga kyankola it is very all is good. All is well. Mama we ali awo byangamba sibitegeera. Ayogera Olufalansa. Simanyi obuyembe obutono simanyi biki. Sibitegeera. Naye ajja kuba bulungi, ajja kuba bulungi. Sibitegeera nange sibitegeera.
Omuntu aba asaba obuyembe. Those raw mangoes.
Oba lwaki oba mulwadde oba malaria simanyi.
Ayinza okuba
malaria ekuliisa ebintu ebyo.
People out there, you can advise us those kind of symptoms where a woman is asking for buyembo buto. You know, empewe mufuwa mubugumu.
Sibitegeera, I don't know what.
So, Andrew, how was nyege?
Nyege? Surprisingly, I don't know how I failed to go. Not for nyege, but to watch from a distance. Because we have a place opposite it. But what people told me was amazing, that they didn't sleep. They didn't sleep. The sound was too loud.
People
they could not sleep.
Partying all night.
I hear 7 stages, and I'm like, what? 7 stages, every stage having a sound. Man, that is too much.
Yeah.
So I think it was the ones who went enjoyed, I hear. But we are yet to see the repercussions.
So, you didn't go?
Yeah, I didn't go.
You stayed home?
I stayed home, but I'm hearing that clinics and hospitals are busy.
You're serious?
Doctors are busy.
In Jinja or even in Kampala?
Even in Kampala. The one who talked is a doctor in Kampala who says the clinics are buzzing young people. And of course, when they talk to them, nyege. So, we don't know what's happening.
sexually transmitted diseases zirumba.
Oh yeah.
But you see, when you go to party or to have fun anywhere, you have to always think about your health first. Do not just go and do whatever you do because you're expecting that I can afford a clinic, I can afford to go to the hospital, something like that. Ebintu ebyo bannange mubirekeraawo, tukubira mu bukala abantu abatagenze mu nyegenyege. The new love buds.
Irene yabaddeyo.
Irene yabaddeyo.
Atubuulire.
Irene abadde mu nyegenyege kweli.
Nedda.
Si musango.
Nedda.
Naye
nga abantu bwe babasazeewo and they want to have fun. Kirungi ne banyumirwa obulamu.
Banyumirwa obulamu.
Yeah.
Kumande bakeere mu ddwaliro.
Nedda banyumirwe with
care.
With care.
That one is good.
Yes.
Or no chongera cake.
Yeah. Okay, so last time we had a very serious topic about the Kameza Mane series and we got a lot of feedback from you guys. Thank you very much. As you can see down there, your feedback is scrolling down. Yeah, but we still were going to go through some of it and then we just have a small reaction. Then we go to the main topic. Someone, Babirie from the US. Oh, people from the US are watching us.
Amen.
This is good news. She's like, Banafe, all this hit on Kameza Mane. I think to avoid all this, have these conversations before you get married. So that the expectations are all laid out. Bulungi. Bulungi. Also that Proverbs 31 scripture talks about a wife commanding her maids. Not just one, but many. But you can't complain of one maid, yet you expect her to fulfill the other things mentioned in this scripture. Hey! Onomwana.
I never even read it like that.
No prophet, yo, no. Arabika maso. We shall come back to her, that comment. But she's saying all this hit on Kameza Mane. I think to avoid all this, these conversations have to happen before you get married to avoid expectations. Irene, do you believe that should happen before? Go are you engaged? Mwabyogeddeko n'omukulu.
Tetunabyogerako.
Mpozi watugamba mmeka z'oyagala.
Mu kitundu zokka nga biganye.
Per day?
Yeah, on a daily.
Nga birungi mmeka?
Ebiri kweyongera.
Kuba kyemmanyi he's watching this show.
Ebiri kweyongerayo etaano, that's still okay.
Okay. At Mercy Odong 2361, my opinion, I think there has to be a mutual understanding between the two on this Kameza Mane. Then she says, but who named it Kameza Mane also? Andrew.
I don't know who named it. I really have no idea who named it. We also found it there called Kameza Mane. But the issue of talking about it before marriage, I think it's a good idea. You lay down the way you want things to move long before you get inside. I think it doesn't hurt. I believe it's the purpose of what, after you've wedded, what follows normally. There's something called a a honeymoon. So I know what people look at honeymoon for, but you're going to do those things for the rest of your life. Me, I think honeymoon, you talk about what you're getting into. You arrange yourselves in terms of
honeymoon.
Auntie, all the time. 24 hours. You're going. Imagine you're there for 7 days minimum.
No, we expect you to be abstaining for all those years. When the both of you get married, honeymoon, muba mwesasuza emyaka egyo gyonna because mwina week emu okwesasuza then mugende to the normal.
A day is 24 hours. Unochukua 24 hours, surely.
Abana balina energy.
24 hours.
Non-stop
24 hours.
Money power tuzirano baziranga.
Wow. Chiwani, that's Chiwani.
There's also
Chiwani.
Extra.
Chiwani. So I think it's good to talk about. I am saying that because at least that's what I did on my honeymoon. We took time to talk about it. How many kids do you want? What kind of home do you expect to run? How do you want a home to be? These are my expectations. What are your expectations? Then you harmonize them. You postpone and say, okay, we shall see what happens in that one. So I think it's a beginning point for guidance and also agreement on what to do in your home.
So Amanya Arthur 1832 says, I don't believe in Kameza money. Then he asks, what is nyam nyam? I'm getting married soon. So Arthur is getting married soon.
Arthur is getting married.
And he doesn't believe in Kameza money.
Yes. Now, when someone says they don't believe in Kameza money, doesn't mean they will not look after their home. Yes. Kameza money may not be there, but the man may provide everything he needs. His woman might be working. So he perhaps has another name for what he's going to do, which is similar to Kameza money, but we don't know what it is. Yes. So at the back of every man's mind is provision for home. So it has to happen either way.
Kakati. Anyway, we have reacted to the Kameza money topic. Today we are missing Omukuru Mwanje. Omukuru Mwanje is missing. Na ye alabika agenze kunoonya Kameza money kuba family egende egejja na ye I hope tujja kuba tumuyina next time in our next podcast. But now, as you can see, the role of maids in marriage. So I'm going to tell you a story. We have a sister at church. For privacy, I'm not going to mention her name.
Please.
We have a sister at church who came and testified. She said that at church, like in her home, she never used to check the bags of her maid. So like a maid would come, just walk in the house, go into her bedroom, set up there, and then she starts working. The only thing she would do is brief this maid about her expectations. So this time when a maid came, she got convicted. Her spirit kept on convicting her. Check this person. Check this person. Check this person. Check this person. So she said, okay. She asked the maid, bring your luggage here. The maid brought the luggage, and then she checked the luggage and found in a lot of things that are used for witchcraft. I cannot go into details of those things. Then she asked her, what are these for? The maid is like, those are my personal things. If you see me fall down and then shaking, just apply this on me. This woman is like, Munang, me, I don't do it with those things. You have to tell me the truth because I know you're lying. What are these things for? She's like, no, it's my personal medicine, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I am going to call police. She picks her phone and then she starts dialing. She pretends as if she's going to call police. So this girl gets scared. She's like, I am sorry. My mother went to Tanzania and made commitments with a certain, I don't know which doctor or demons or something. And then they asked us 4 children as sacrifice. My role was to look for these 4 children. I had gotten 3 so far, and your child was the 4th.
Going to be the 4th.
Was going to be the 4th. So you can imagine as a parent, when you hear such information,
it's traumatizing.
It is traumatizing. And of course, this lady told us she thanked God that God kept on convicting her, because if she had left this girl to stay around, she would have used that medicine to sacrifice the child. Yeah. So that's a short story. I couldn't go into details because it's a private story. Yeah. That challenged me and said, why not? We've been talking about Kameza money, but I think the maid issue in marriage has become a big issue.
Yes.
Yeah. And not only maid bringing witchcraft in homes, but also breaking the marriages, husband sleeping with the maids. But there can be also male maids. Are they also called maids? Male. A man who is a maid in a home. But mostly men are just shamba boys and all that. Yeah, but there are some homes that have...
There, yes.
Yeah. So, guys, today we're here to talk about a maid. First question, would you invite a maid in your home?
I think let's start with the ladies.
Yeah.
They are the ones who run the homes.
Yeah. Would you invite a maid in your home, Irene?
Yes, I would.
There was a question I saw here on the internet that why wives are indirectly turned into maids. So would you do that to avoid being turned into a maid?
No, I would do that if I have other duties to fulfill, like work. Yes. It's not because of that. Yeah, because women, we are naturally workers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you apportion work to your maid? Like if a maid came in your home, how do you apportion work to them? What kind of responsibilities would you give your maid?
First of all, if a maid came to my home, I'd first have to do a background check on her. I have to know her VAWA, what is her education background, what is her health status. All those things really count. Because at the end of the day, you're going to leave her with your kids. I mean, like, even the husband is home. You know, you can never... I'm not saying a man will do it, but you just don't know what
Never
someone
know.
is capable of. Yeah.
Okay. So, Andrew, we're coming to you about this maid issue. Are you very comfortable with having a maid in your home?
Very comfortable? Yes. Is it a necessity? I think it is. Because we intend not to have dormant wives who are not contributing to things of home. And you can't have a working wife, then she comes again and does the house chores. Honestly, there has to be help. I believe a maid is a necessary evil for that case.
Okay, a hot one?
Yeah.
With a nyash, with calves and all that, would you be comfortable with such a maid in your house?
Definitely.
Very
But my wife will not be.
Why? Why do you think?
Because they don't want that. They will fear. They will think,
She's a threat.
yeah, thank you. They will always be a threat to them.
I thought
Yes.
marriage is built on trust.
Yeah.
Yes.
But how many marriages have been broken because the trust has been messed up with?
Because of a hot maid.
Let me tell you something. You will be a girlfriend and boyfriend relationship. The women or your girlfriend will be less, what do you call it, less insecure. When she becomes a wife, the insecurity is 100%. Because you are hers. So she has to protect what is hers. You understand? So you bring something carved more than her, that is a threat. Yeah.
What
Because-
happened to trust? What happened
No,
to trust?
trust is tested. Now you're testing the trust. Even the Bible says don't put God to test. If you cannot put God to test, what about a human being? Yes. You shouldn't test them. That's why it is good to decide on where the maids come from. Who brings the maid? Where should they come from?
Who should bring a maid in the house?
No, I think it's a lady's business, really. However, they are comfortable getting a maid from your side, who is most likely your relative. That would work properly.
Okay.
That would be
So
very
men
comfortable.
shouldn't bring maids in the house.
No, you should. But if you bring a maid, in my opinion, you bring a maid, let a maid not look like your wife. Let a maid not look like your wife or close to your wife.
Yeah.
Let a maid be someone strictly you've chosen for work, not any other property, not any other value in her. However, like Irene has mentioned, there are other things that are a must. Health, background, which family does she come from. I think those are necessary to know. Yeah.
So for me, I think I like a clean maid. Curvy.
Yes.
With nyash.
Yes.
Beautiful and nice looking. In that when you my visitors come, you find everything in the house is perfect. Hey, our maid, what do I got no no someone is outside. My wife is sitting. So as I'm putting those comments, you're gonna wait. What? But I have discovered intentionally that women bring very. This time I'm going to use it.
No, you use it because it will bring a discussion. You use it.
Very ugly maids in the house. Nga mutufu. Olusi bwakwemmere toyagala jirya. Ngwakwemmere toyagala jirya.
Let me tell you something, James. I have learnt one thing. You listen to your wife. It is good to listen to them. They, first of all, they are women. They know women. Women are very crafty, James. Very crafty. You can bring her thinking she's come to be a maid. For her, she has come and seen her husband. And she will not mind being a second woman. Yes. Hey, she's ready and she will say, hey, I will do anything to get that. My friend, women are tricky. It's better to listen to. When your wife says, oh, you need that. Or when she says, this one has begun acting in a funny way, you just know there's something fishy. Yes, immediately.
So, Irene, back to you. By the way, I wanted to tell you, my wife told me a friend of hers brought a maid, and the maid asked her, I have not seen any uncle coming here. And this friend had to fire the maid.
Hey, exactly.
Why are you interested in the uncles coming?
Exactly.
Do you have a plan?
Yeah, you're sorting out yourself.
Hey.
What about her? She's also a woman. That's exactly what I was telling you.
Nayenze, on this show, I'm advocating for pretty, nyashed, curvy maids in the house. For good reasons. Because trust has to be there. I am a Christian man. Yeah. Wait, let me tell you.
Christian man?
Yeah.
Ntagali?
Let me tell you.
What happened? Please.
Why? Let me tell you something. When it comes to sex, the eyes become blind. Let me tell you. There are men who approach a girl and ask for sex, and then the girl tells them, I am HIV positive. The guy like, I don't care. The guy sleeps with the girl. Afterwards, Opokerizanga in HIV. And like, why didn't you tell me? Like, I told you. So sometimes when men are horny and they are into sex, they will forego all the other things, and then they focus at one thing down there. So even when you bring an ugly maid in the house, it can happen.
Yeah, but the chances are lower.
The chances are lower.
Yes.
But it can still happen.
Yeah.
So for me, advocating for the pretty ones, I think I am right. But anyway, so me, I'm advocating for the pretty one. Kat, you and Andrew advocating for moderate ugly.
I'll go for the moderate. Not really ugly, because when someone, oh God, she can be chinene nyo. If the maid is not looking pleasant, you end up not wanting her to touch this, touch that.
No, not looking pleasant doesn't mean dirty. Yeah, her looks are different from.
Yes, I mean, like, if you bring the one that looks at, she's really looking like she wants to fight. She's like a bouncer. Updated the maid. How are you going to even get the morale to eat that food?
Yeah. So, Irene, let's talk about the responsibilities of maids in a home. I have realized that in some homes, a maid wakes up, mops the house, prepares breakfast for your husband, yeah, prepares lunch, and does dinner, washes his clothes, irons them. The only thing the maid doesn't do is lay the bed. Do you think that is right?
No. I think as a woman, even if you are a working woman, suppose you're supposed to be at work by 7. At least when the maid wakes up, let her clean the house, do the utensils. Then as a woman of the house, you can also get in with the breakfast. You make for your husband and maybe the kids. Yeah, you prepare something on the table and have something made by you as a woman of the house.
Because, why have I said that? The work environment lately is highly demanding. And remember, women nowadays also go for work.
Yes.
So the woman will leave very early in the morning and then return in the night, like at 9 or 8 p.m., 9 or 10, something like that. So you'll find that the maid has to do everything for your husband. And to me, I believe that makes you to cease to be the wife of the house, because it's the maid doing everything except sleeping with your husband.
Okay.
So, and now you see, as human beings, someone who cares for you, at some point you start feeling, how should I say this? When someone is caring, you end up liking them and admiring them because they're actually literally making your life comfortable. Yeah?
There are boundaries.
Yeah, the boundaries. You see, these things start mpola mpola. Nomaliriza ng'omusajja atandise okwebaka ne maid naye nga kibadde gradual. Ne maid naye intention ye teyali ya ku taking your husband. But she realizes that I'm the one taking care of this man. I'm the one feeding him. Olugoye lwayambadde nze ndugolola.
It's your job.
There are women, I am telling you, there are women who don't even lay their beds. It's the maids that lay their beds. So literally the maid is doing everything. Why wouldn't such a woman take your husband?
She shouldn't, because when I was bringing her, I was bringing her as a helper. I didn't bring her as my co-wife.
And she's helping you with even the other things.
But I think as a woman of the house, you should get something you do. If you really wake up very early, at least when you come back in the night, do something that makes you recognizable as a woman in the house.
So
if you because mugambo rogwe fumba tokens nja kujja nfumbe emba. Or if kumacha osobola chikwasaganya no preparing a breakfast, let her do the lunch. Or making sure that you're there. Your part as a woman in the house is felt. Yes.
Andrew. Soko kwa Tom Zindalo nkugambe kino.
Yeah.
There is a common trend in women.
Yes.
Working women. Today they are very tired. Tomorrow they have a headache.
Yes.
The other day they are sick. The fourth day they are in their period. Yeah. So because I want us to discuss this realistically. Okitegeera. Kakati omukyala bw'ava ewaka nga mulwadde tomu expecting akudda masepiki kufumba mmere.
Yeah.
As a husband, you are told I am sick. Don't ask for sex in bed because your wife is sick. Togenda kubeera like you look like a rapist. Yeah. So Andrew, in that situation, would you blame a man who ended up sleeping with the maid? The maid is literally doing everything and she's available.
No, I will not.
Why?
No, I'm going to defend my statement.
Yes.
A home is like a government. It is a government. A marriage is a government. There's a president who is the husband. There's a wife who is the prime minister. Then there are children who are either cabinet ministers or PSs. And then there are technical staff who are the maids and what. Now, if a technical staff outperforms the prime minister, the president might go with the technical staff. If a technical staff, President Museveni wants something to be done, and then the prime minister has no idea completely and has failed, Museveni will call, who can do this? Technical, come to State House. Is it right? It's not right. Does it happen? Yes, it happens. Now, there's a story that happened in Bugolobi Flats one time. And it happens on different levels, by the way. They are never the same reasons, but it happens on different levels. Now, for this particular household, the man was a drunkard. Okay, these guys will go out and drink up to late, then come back in. So, this guy, his job is to go drink, come back very late. Now, the woman of the house, as long as she has bathed, she checks in, and that is out. She's out, slips off. Does it? But this man comes, knocks, nothing. So the man decided, I have to put a meeting. Told the woman, my friend, this is my house. I go and socialize. When I come, I expect you to open the door for me. The woman said, no, me, I can't stay. I wake up to that time. What? You know what happens? She decides to instruct the maid to open the door for this man. Whether it is 1 a.m., she says, make sure you're awake to open the door for daddy when he comes. The maid agrees. Now, the man comes back late, sometimes hungry. The maid fixes something to eat. Now, like I told you earlier on, you need to listen to your wife. So, I think at that point, the maid realized this man is vulnerable and gullible. I can have him. So she begins to come in a transparent nightie from her bed. Transparent nightie means there's nothing inside she has. The man, now coupled with the booze the man has put in, what do you think will happen?
Enjoyment.
Exactly. At the end of the day, the maid conceived. So this man had to take the maid away from there and rent for her a different place. Now, that is the part that I want to talk about. That maids are a necessary evil. Evil because they can actually torment a home. They have a negative side that can torment a home. But they're necessary to have. Now, how you run them, how you run your whole house matters a lot. How do you manage them? What boundaries did you set for them? Yeah? That's what matters a lot. I also have an experience with a maid which is very unbelievable. But for mine it was weird just. In the beginning, and I was not married. Me, I'm a bachelor man, staying alone with the kids. Kids go to school, me, I remain alone. I remain alone. So the girl was young, by the way. Not very young. She was maybe like 22 or something.
That's not young.
So I had no problem.
Young stops at 17.
So one time, kids are at school. Me, I am home. And then neighbors called me and said, this girl has gone crazy. She's making noise. She's shouting. She has locked herself in the house. I'm like, what? I come back home. They had to jump through the balcony. That's how they got inside to open the door. Because she's screaming from inside. Who did I call? Pastors came and prayed for her and everything. She calmed down a bit. Then, screaming on top of her voice. Then I was like, okay, long story short, I asked my sister, you know what, I think this girl has to go back home. Because my sister is the one who brought her for me. So when she checked her bag, she found many of my clothes inside her bag. Then I'm like, okay, is this hysteria? Is this demon possession? I don't understand. My sister removing things from her bag, she went crazy again. Screaming. So my sister realized, hey, there's a connection here. She put the things in the bag, she keeps quiet. She's like, what? What is it? Screaming, she keeps quiet. She's like, what is happening? So I said, no, this one has got to go. So you can't believe even to take her to a bus and what. That's what happened. My sister had to whatever. To put a cloth of mine inside her bag. And when we reached somewhere, told her, can you first go and buy water from, and then she removed from her bag. That's how that girl went. So I don't know whether it was demon possession or it was something else she was up to. I don't know.
You were single. Why didn't you give her a chance?
The funny thing is, wayina ebizibu byo ng'olina omuwala omulala gw'ogobako akubonyaabonya kyokka ng'ewaka olinawo oli just kwata bupasi ku ssaati yo ng'akuba emiryango. Can you imagine?
It was madness.
Ntino tetuli serious naffe oli akwagala omuleseewo ate atakwagala gw'ogoba. Can you imagine?
Did you know something surprising? Actually, I watched a TikTok presentation by a certain lady that amused me. And she was advising young men who haven't gotten married that the best people to marry are maids because they practice on a daily how to run a home. So they actually know how to run a home. That amazed me so much. I'm like, I've never looked at it like this. So they should, when they get, she says, look out for someone who has worked as a maid if you want to get married. That woman knows how to run a home. But anyway, that's besides the story.
But that woman didn't mean marry your maid.
No, she was talking to those
someone who has been a maid before.
Yes, who has been a maid.
Yeah, I'm seeing a story here from Ghana. A guy divorced his wife to marry his beautiful maid. That's what the man told court. And the wife actually is the one that ran to court to prevent this wedding going on. But when I went through this story, the man says the wife used to show extreme laziness. Extreme laziness. She refused to perform household duties. This is his statement. The maid has been in charge of all tasks, including preparing meals for the family. Yeah? So, back to you, Irene. Yes, we agree that you women be busy. But should really a maid prepare 2 meals for your husband? However much your work is too much. Because at the end of the day, when the week ends, I'll be like, but what is the role of my wife in this house? We don't have sex. She's tired. She doesn't do anything in the house. She wakes up, showers, leaves, goes, and comes back. It's the maid taking care of our kids. The maid wakes up early, prepares them for school, and takes them. Really?
Oh, you said sex?
No.
No sex because she's working?
Yeah.
No, that's not right. Sex happens. Except, or like if the schedule is too tight, make a timetable for it. Yeah. So like maybe Thursdays are my least busiest days, so I am in China mukumanya matono. Yes. There has to be a way. 2 meals every day. No,
Actually,
I think
3, even breakfast.
Breakfast, lunch, supper.
I don't think that's fair to the man.
And you
However
know,
tight your schedule is, yeah, you have
and
to.
you know the
find a
funny thing
way.
is, even when we are home, both of us, and I say, honey, get me a glass of water. Then your wife tells the maid, Shamim. I'm sorry to use that name. Later, Mazabu, Ogawe Uncle. Like, you know, like the wife has completely transferred her responsibilities to.
That
to the
is
maid.
not right. I'll agree that is not right. Because as a woman, yeah, there are roles you have to keep playing despite the maid being there. You have to be there. That side of, okay, I've grown up with my auntie, and the man, her husband never ate food prepared by a maid, but she was working.
I am actually, I'm going to be like, even me personally.
She never.
Yeah? I only eat that food because I have nothing to do. But honestly, I'm always scared eating that food because I don't know the intentions of this person. A friend of mine came to my workplace. Remember his statement? They get a relative. So that one is a yonjiria. No muntu tomumanyi. A friend of mine came one day to my workplace. In the night, nali nyusenga sawa mukaga. Nankubira ava kusata nangamba, onyuka sawa mekani mga mukaga nangamba kanzije nkupikinge. This guy is married. Kanzije nkupikinge mugamba, is mukyala okay? Nti mukyala is okay. So the guy came to pick me. Then when I sat in this guy, I was like, mwana. Kazi wange tali ye waka, but to ensure that my wife is not worried. Bwankubira ne mugamba nti I'm with you, she will be comfortable. Nimubuza why? Anti waka tulinayo maid. Can you imagine? So the man felt unsafe staying home alone with this maid. Yeah? Because the wife is going to be suspicious. So this guy actually, I asked him, how do you know that your wife is going to be suspicious? He's like, yesterday, my wife kept calling me every minute.
He was home.
Yes. Then I said, why is my wife over calling me? Okitegera omuntu nakubira, oli bulungi kati, akasepi kyako, kino, like these lem
ayina kwasinzirira abatamwesiga bulungi, because if your wife really trusts you, she won't be easily suspicious, not until she starts seeing things with her own eyes. Yes. So it's the character that.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Day one, when you haven't got married, I think I should ask Andrew. Andrew, what percentage do you think trust is at on the first day of the two of you in marriage?
Trust at that time, it has to be 100%.
No.
When you have gotten married,
that's what we all expect. It has
Yes.
to be at 100%.
it should be at 100.
It should be at 100%.
But what it actually is depends on the relationship between two people. It varies. It really varies. Hey, you can be 80, you can be 90, you can be 50, but it's not right to marry someone where trust is not 100%. Let it have an issue inside when you're inside, but when you're starting, it should
you know
be
what
at
has
100.
caused the issue of lack of trust is the rate of exposure and information that we consume every day.
Absolutely.
Because every day you will get an example of a man who did ABCD, a woman who did ABCD, a woman. So like you reach a point of Gambe, am I NSF? And people have this line that I strongly disagree with. Until all men are the same. It is impossible.
It's not possible.
If you want to know that all of us are different as men, we can be
Even women, human beings cannot be the same.
you can never be the same.
We can't be the same.
Different genes,
Yeah.
my parents are different, your parents,
Never.
the upbringing is different and all that. So there is also a new ngombo ngabasajja twabavaako bakola bye baagala. Abasajja, so imagine when you say abasajja, you including me,
Everybody,
including
all men.
yeah, including your mugore. So, but who measures the majority? Because anyway, in Uganda we have a saying, omulya mamba abomu n'avumaganya ki ekika kyonna.
But James, you mentioned something called trust. This I've always said that one thing about trust. Trust is not earned. Trust is a decision. Someone must decide to trust
you.
Not that you earned it. No, you just decide to say, I trust my wife. I trust my husband. Irrespective of what you're seeing around, you say, I trust. So the issue, like the example you've given, that's very wrong. She doesn't trust her husband. That's not right. You need to trust him. Why don't you? Let me tell you something. It is very dangerous to show your partner your distrust because you'll be pushing them towards that thing. I'm telling you, it's dangerous. Why don't you? Because I'll give an example, a live one. I had a late sister of mine working somewhere, and her husband employed my cousin's sister. No. My cousin sister was working with this man, and then the wife didn't trust the man at all. So when this man brought my cousin sister on board, every time would be he goes back. Hey, you've been with Gundi. Hey, okay. I can even smell her perfume on you. Hey, but every time. Today you have come back early. Is it because Gundi was not there or what? Let's say early today. Do you know it kept on like that until the man said one time to himself, let me call this lady to my office. Then he called her. And then they talked. So he went back home and told his wife, thank you. I didn't know this woman was beautiful today. You made me realize this woman is beautiful. So who pushed the other? He had never realized she was beautiful. It's because of the persistent issue of the wife that he said, I need to look at this woman. Why is my wife insecure with this?
She kept selling the idea.
Yeah, she sold the idea to him. And actually he ended up there. And he told her, thank you for showing me a beautiful wife.
Yeah.
Because he had never seen it.
So,
not that it is good, but that's what happened. So don't put your husband in the level of maids. Don't.
So
the problem we have in our houses, in our homes, those homes where you see those problems, it comes from how these maids are being treated, which is the Prime Minister's job. Who runs the home? The way you treat a maid matters on how she's going to carry herself. There are those maids that have destroyed homes. 70 out of 100, they are doing it to revenge. Yes.
yeah.
Most of them, it's a revenge mode. Can't you go away from me when I've done this? Many of them, The 30% you will find she actually falls for the man or kwetega and all
kuliko
those things.
10% gye batuma from home
Exactly.
omusajja
Exactly.
ewaffe
Yeah. So,
batuma
but the way you treat them, so me, I take it down to supervision. The biggest role a woman can carry in a home is supervision. Sharpen your supervision skills. You will manage. Program this person properly. And the most important thing is, as a woman or as a wife, know what your husband wants. Know his likes and his dislikes. Put your emphasis on what your husband wants and make sure to kiriza. Let your husband see you participating in the things of the home. Because if I see the maid all the time, I will wonder what's wrong with my wife. Has she surrendered the home to the maid or what? But you may not be the one cooking, but supervise it. Yes. Do the list of serving it afterwards. Yeah. Supervise. Then I am sure that you watch the way they fried that inva. You watch the way they press that toke. I will be comfortable. But I am with you watching TV and the maid is bringing, hey.
Irene,
True.
Irene, do you think a maid should have access to your bedroom?
No.
Why?
Why not?
I think a bedroom is a private room.
So it should remain dirty.
No. Actually, when I get married, I'll not accept the maid to access my bedroom, because my bedroom is my bedroom. That's where my private things are. I also need that privacy. I'll have to get a day or days within the week that I clean up my bedroom, change my bed sheets and blah blah.
You will
blah.
get a day or days.
A day, maybe days within the week, because now it's just the two of us in the bedroom, so we can really keep it neat.
You see, a maid gives you daily cleaning of the bedroom and the sitting room. Okay, we're talking about the bedroom. The maid gives you daily cleaning. So you would rather clean your bedroom twice a week, because you women can be busy.
Which is true.
Mubera busy. I am telling you.
Especially where it gets busy.
Yes, you women can be busy. Yeah. So you would subject your bedroom to being cleaned at least once or twice a week, compared to daily cleaning. What insecurity is there? Like, it's because even you see, like when you enter this house, and it belongs to me and my wife, you've entered into my privacy.
Yes, you invited
So you've
me.
invited the maid in the house, and the maid has access to everything in the house.
Yeah.
Why are you stopping them from accessing your bedroom?
My bedroom is my bedroom. I'll make sure within the week